You gotta remember one thing, that the jibe has to be as quick as possible, and it's maybe it sounds unreal, but the quicker the jibe is, the less power you put into the jibe. So when you go really slowly and you try to jibe gently, eventually you'll lose all your speed and you'll stop, and you'll have to put much more effort to get it back going.
The more aggressively you go into your jibe, oversheeting, laying on the front part of the rail like a wave sailing bottom turn, the faster you're going to get through your jibe and the less bouncing you're going to do.
The first most important thing I would say to anybody for a slalom jibe is sliding your backhand back on the boom. You know, it's kind of almost before you're even taking your back foot. It's almost like a simultaneous maybe taking your back foot out, stepping on the leeward rail and sliding your hand back on the sail. And this just allows you to have a bigger balance platform, and it also allows you to sheet the sail a little bit harder, which gives you like a little acceleration into the turn.
You gotta think that you're actually holding not the boom but the broom, you know, for cleaning the house. You have to put your back hand further away from yourself, so further back. When you do that, I guarantee you won't get problems with spin out, which many people, beginners, have.
You know, you watch guys like Jason Polikow or any of the top wave sailors, before they go into a bottom turn, they give a little wiggle and wiggle their foot really tight in the strap. This gives you a bit more feel for the board, and you can really lay into your jibe and use the forward rail of your board to carve right around. Another thing I really like to do is put my back foot quite wide stance and back right on the leeward rail. Sometimes you can even feel your big toe or your toes wrapping around the rail of the board, and this will give you a more wider platform, and you can get a more powerful turn on your rail. And I think one of the most common mistakes for a racing jibe is people go through the eye of the wind and they hold on to the sail going clew first just a little bit too long.
What I do now, and what most of the guys do now, is they switch stance. They switch legs before they cross the wind line, or before they actually throw the sail.
Step early as you go through the eye of the wind, then you're getting on the new tack a lot earlier and sheeting in.
The sail actually is pulling you up, and the same moment you step forward with your back foot, you change your feet. You just flip the sail to the other side.
When you're doing your step, for your step jibe, is try to keep your board as flat as possible at that moment when you're stepping and flipping your sail, and that'll keep your speed going through the turn. If you're trying to carve it at that point, when you're flipping your sail and you're stepping, the board's not going to, it can get a little bit wobbly, and then once you lose the power of your sail, if you're carving, it's not going to keep the board speed up. So if you can flatten that board out, it's just for, it's not a long period of time. It's like a half a second or, a split second. But if you just do that to keep your speed, once you get your sail flipped, you get on the new tack, then you can finish your carve when you got the power back in your sail.
My footwork is 1, pivoting my back foot out of the strap into the middle of the board, or for a formula board or wide style board, step more onto the inside rail to help with the remainder of your carve. Second is to step as far forward as I can to level the board out and to continue my carve around. The earlier through the eye of the wind I can do these steps, the faster I'll accelerate out of my jibe. I think there's 3 key steps to efficient handwork in a racing jibe. First, timing. The rig is sheeted out as the new front foot steps forward. The backhand is released just as the front foot is planted. The earlier, the better. Second, just after the boom is thrown with the backhand, the front hand slides right to the front of the boom, enabling an easy boom-to-boom crossover. Third, it's good to reach as far back as possible with the new backhand for control. Keep the butt as low as possible in high wind to give an extra hard pull on the rig to pop those cams over. 2 or 3 pumps and back up to top speed.